city in this country than San Francisco. It's always been liberal, now it's falling apart. And it's falling apart because San Francisco's politicians have destroyed it. And they've destroyed it with drugs. The city of San Francisco distributes millions of needles every year to drug addicts. They've opened up a drug treatment facility that is in fact an open-air drug market. One group of mothers in San Francisco is hoping to save that beautiful city. Here's a local news report on their efforts.
Mothers have a message, and they want everyone to read it. So it's writ large in billboard form, looming over Union Square. It says, famous the world over for our brains, beauty, and now dirt cheap fentanyl. They want what they call the open-air drug markets shut down. The problem, they say, fentanyl is too affordable and too available. One small business owner says he supports the mothers and hopes this sparks some necessary change.
I can't imagine how the billboard would be a problem in this case. The fentanyl dealers are the problem. Fentanyl is a problem. The billboard is a message.
Well, exactly. Jackie Brilliant is the co-founder of Mothers Against Drug Deaths. She joins us tonight. First of all, Jackie, thank you so much for doing this. It feels like if this doesn't work, what will?
Thank you so much for having me, Tucker. I can't imagine what would work aside from this, but we're definitely looking at taking this campaign internationally if this doesn't work. We were very, very frustrated when Mayor Breed declared a state of emergency, and 3 months later, she ended the state of emergency, and we did not see any change in the state of the Tenderloin or the open-air drug markets. And then after declaring an end to the state of emergency, she went to Europe to promote tourism in the city. And that's when my group, Mothers Against Drug Deaths, decided that we needed to do something because we don't believe that the city is safe right now for tourists to come to. Families should not be coming to a city where there's open-air drug markets. There's drug dealing on the streets and drug use openly on the streets. People are half naked with needles sticking out of their arms, pipes and foil tainted with fentanyl in their hands. And we just are flabbergasted that on the heels of a state of emergency that Mayor Breed would go out and promote the city as a destination.
Well, so the name of your group, I think, makes a really important point, which is this is not compassionate. People are dying, more than 100,000 last year. Mothers Against Drug Deaths. Tell us why you call it that.
Absolutely. We call it Against Drug Deaths because so many people are dying on the streets, about 2 a day in San Francisco from fentanyl overdoses. The open-air drug market also increases crime. Just in the last 8 days, the first 8 days of April, there have been 8 shootings, 4 which have resulted in deaths. It's created more criminal activity and turf wars, but it's also causing children people in San Francisco to die, basically from the fentanyl overdoses. And I spoke with my son on Sunday, who is a fentanyl addict himself on the streets of San Francisco, and he told me that he's seeing more and more people, unknown faces, coming into the city to buy fentanyl and then to take that out into the suburbs with them. And he's been seeing more and more high school students, high school age students also coming into the city and purchasing fentanyl for use. And this is incredibly concerning to us. We're worried about the fentanyl that's going back to the suburbs being put into other kinds of drugs and sold to the children, the high school students there. And we're also worried about people getting addicted to fentanyl and then coming into the city and increasing the homeless issue.
Well, you've gotten right up in their faces with this, and I hope that you will stay there until they relent and stop these deaths. Jackie Brilliant, I appreciate what you're doing. Thank you.
We intend to.